Kumar Bhalla, who is Professor, Postgraduate Department of Commerce and Business Innovations and Research SCD Government College Ludhiana, which is affiliated with Punjab University, Chandigarh. He is Secretary, Faculty of Business Management and Commerce, Punjab University. He is President, Punjab Commerce and Management Association. He is member Research Board in Commerce, Punjab University again. He is the Program Coordinator of Postgraduate Department of Business Innovations and Research SCD Government College Ludhiana. He is member Board in Commerce, Punjab University. He is Secretary, Internal Quality Assurance Cell. He is Finance Secretary as well of Higher Education Institute Society. And he has, before my eyes, I cannot count his dozens of research publications in the international and national journals of reputes, and 9 books published. And he has been a chairperson or session chair in hundreds of the conferences and seminars. And my God, the list is so long. So we welcome you, sir. I will cut short.
लिस्ट नहीं पढ़ सकते सर, लॉकडाउन ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ 100 ਪੂਰੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹੋਣੇ.
Thank you, Dr. Dheeraj. No need to spell out more about my profile, because my simple profile is that I am a teacher. This is sufficient.
ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ you are our elder brother. तो एक है कि ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ.
Nothing need to say more, because I was very hesitant to send you my profile, because when you are a teacher and everybody recognize you as a teacher, no need to spell out anything more, because whatever you have stated that I have done as a part of my teaching job, nothing more efforts has been done. So I was just listening to Dr. Khushvinder Kumar. He was talking about flipped learning, blended learning, and Dheeraj ji was pointing out that many of the participants are not raising questions. This is that they are very shy to raise the questions. It means it's a matter of concern for all of us that we are not in a position to provoke the participants to raise certain kind of queries. So teaching cannot be a one-way process. It's basically a two-way process. If one way is lost, it means teaching is lost. So therefore, in the age of technology and the circumstances we are living in, and what kind of circumstances we foresee in the future, that is compelling us to reimagine our education system. That is compelling us to reimagine how we deliver to our students, or I say the disciples to whom we are conveying our thoughts. Basically, teacher is always a learner. If one way is silent, it means you are delivering your talks, but you are not learning from such kind of situation. So I will suggest that it is our responsibility, both as a teacher and as a student, that we should provoke students to raise queries, because unless there is a two-way process, you cannot do more kind of good quality education. So basically, what kind of circumstances we are compelling to see in future also? We are living in the age of artificial intelligence, where robotics is going to play a very important role, and we are entering into the 4th industrial revolution, where our basic task will be to prepare the people for uncertainty and promote agility and adaptability among the people, because this is a very, very great concern. Today we are living, enjoying the lectures. Tomorrow we will be there or not. This is a question mark for all of us. So we should bring a working world into the education a lot earlier and take education into the working world. So today we are all living in the environment where we have to work from home. So this compels us that we must design our education system which brings education at the doorstep of our students. So education used to be one-shot game. Now it has to be lifelong game. It is not there that we have completed graduation or post-graduation and after that our game is over. Every situation is in a life is a learning situation. So therefore, in future also, we need to learn many things, because we must be encountered with so many issues and so many problems, where we have to focus again on learning, and from where we will get this learning. So instead of giving a people a menu of academic disciplines, we should give them menu of problems and challenges that the world is facing. And here comes the role of massive open online courses, because when your post-graduation degrees will be over, when your graduation degrees will be over, and you are not in the academic stream of educational institutions, from where you will get these kind of problems and solutions. So massive open online courses is the answer to that. So it is a part of online teaching, web-based learning, but here the classroom is not designed by some admission process, because it is open for everybody. And now there are a number of things which are added into it. Here discussions also there, your testing is also there, and most of the cases these are free, and this focus on experiential learning. So as far as MOOCs are concerned, massive open online courses are concerned, it's a turning point in education. And MOOCs relatively new spin on web-based learning that opens up classes to masses. So today, the whole discussion of this 1 hour and 15 minutes or whatever time you have allotted to me will be focused on how to prepare for massive open online courses, so that as a teacher we can deliver, and as a student we can learn efficiently. So this is going to be the subject matter of today's lecture, and I hope participants may also be interested to say something, so that I can also learn from their experiences. As I have been told that most of the people who has joined this course of faculty development program, this is basically teachers and the researchers. So therefore it is very important to learn from their experiences also. I would love to hear from them also what kind of experiences they have, if they have attended one kind of massive open online course. So I will be switching to my presentation now, which I have designed for this purpose today. So my presentation today will be focusing on preparing for MOOCs. So what is needed if you want to prepare for MOOCs, or if you want to launch your own massive open online course, because the future is going to be very versatile, where educational institutions shape is going to be changed. As Dr. Kushbinder has talked about, this is going to be a blended mode of learning. So where along with the classroom teaching, there may be certain additional courses which will be web-based, where interactions will take place on web-based, your test may be conducted on web-based, and this will be based on experiential type of learning. So preparing for such kind of courses as a teacher, because teacher is going to be a center stage in every stream, whether it's online teaching or offline teaching, whether it is in the form of some delivery of lectures through online mode or through massive open online courses, teacher is going to be a center stage. And even our new educational policy, which is termed as national education policy, is also focused on blended mode of learning, and that is focusing more on massive open online courses, because in future we have to open up so many universities, we have to cater the needs of the crores of the students. So where only coming to the educational institution will not serve the purpose. So we need massive open online courses. So that's why this lecture is focused on. And I have prepared this presentation to introduce you MOOC as a learning management system, because learning management system traditionally we used to take, we got to admit students in the colleges and universities, and after that we take classes offline and then conduct examinations, which need so much resources. But even that, without incorporating technology or without reaching to the doorstep of the student, because knowledge is multiplying very fast, and sometimes offline teaching may not serve the purpose. It needs some blended mode. So I think when we introduce learning management system with the introduction of the MOOC, this is going to be helpful. So my target audience today is teachers and researchers, as I have been told. So my structure of presentation will be what is the need of why we introduce MOOC, and what do you mean by MOOCs in the real sense, as we perceive that SWAM portal is there, introduced by the Ministry of Education. Earlier used to be said as Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. So whether that is a MOOC or some other forms are also treated as MOOCs. So how learning design framework is there? What kind of learning design framework is there for MOOCs? What kind of MOOCs are running at the world level? And how can we prepare for the MOOCs and MOOCs process and approach and various tools? That will be the subject matter of today's discussion. Now, if you look at you or the people surrounding you, what the intelligent people want? Intelligent people need experiential learning, not certificate and degrees. There is a phobia in Indian education system that unless and until you complete graduation and post-graduation, you cannot be successful in your life. There are numerous type of examples which are available where a person has not gone even to the school or college, but even then he has projected and proved itself a very good industrialist and a successful entrepreneur. So it means we don't need certificates and degrees. Basically, we need skills. We don't want to be rote learners. If you have earned so much 100% marks or 95% marks in a graduation degree or post-graduation degree, but you don't have the skill to be a good entrepreneur or don't have the skills to cater to the needs of the industry, it means that kind of certificate and degree is not relevant for us. So we need experiments, not theories. Basically, whatever system of education we are having, that is totally based on the rote learning system. But what we need intelligent people where certificate and degrees doesn't matter. What matters only the skills. So we must focus whatever courses we design, whether it is in the form of offline or online or in the format of MOOCs, that should focus on experiential learning. And your degree is just a piece of paper, and your education is seen in your behavior, not on the basis of your degrees. You are not going to be judged in industry on the basis of your degrees. As Dheeraj is sitting, he is teaching masters in business administration. They must be knowing about it. When the people come to you for placement activities, companies come to you, they judge the candidate. They judge the abilities of the candidate. They are not basically concerned what kind of marks they have got it. So your degree is just a piece of paper, but whatever is irrelevant, that is relevant your behavior, how you have framed your behavior, how you have transformed your behavior, and that can be through only experiential learning. So basic purpose of MOOCs is to promote experiential learning. There are certain quotations which I will be just sharing with you before I move forward. Cathy Moore has very beautifully said that the most important principle for designing lively e-learning is to see e-learning design, not as an information design, but a design and experience. If you look at the various MOOC courses which are available on the SWAM portal, what you will find that is just an explanation of theoretical concepts. That is not an explanation of some kind of experiences. What happens in India, whenever we introduce something new, we are focused on grabbing everything so that I should do it without experiencing it, without proper training, without proper focus, and without proper kind of infrastructure. So what we focus to grab everything. So that's why most of the SWAM portal courses which are available on the MOOCs, which are available in the format of MOOCs, they are just focusing on e-learning design as information, but not as designing an experience. That's why most of the programs are not getting any kind of advantages for the various kinds of stakeholders and the students, etc. So most important thing is designing an experience. Secondly, Elliot Massey said we need to bring learning to people instead of people to learning. So if you are focusing that you have introduced your institution as a hub of various courses and people should come to you, it means you are not utilizing your infrastructure and resources properly. You should go to the people, learning should go to the people, and that can go if you design a blended mode of learning with the help of certain massive open online courses where your classroom is vast, where classroom is classes are converted into masses. That is the concept which is introduced in the MOOCs. Similarly, Nancy Kassebaum said there can be infinite uses of computer and of new age technology, but if teachers themselves are not able to bring it into the classroom and make it work, then it fails. Technology may be available, teacher is going to be a center stage. If you are not bringing the technology in your classroom, here I don't say the classroom is of four walls. Here we talk about even virtual classroom. If you don't bring the technological advances in your teaching format, then it is not going to work and it is going to be failed. So therefore, whenever you design some massive open online course, you must consider this, that you have to make it work. Otherwise, then it will be failed. I have seen so many presentations of the peoples which they are making in the online classes which they are taking daily. They are preparing the presentation, just reading the concepts which are given on the slides, nothing explanation, nothing sharing of any kind of experiences which they have got, because they don't have the experience, and even they don't try to learn from the experience of the other persons. So that's why even then they are not using the technology in a systematic manner. That's why it is failing. That's why it is not creating the interest of the students. That's why it is not creating some kind of interest of the student. Most of the people says that most of the students, when they attend the online class, they switch off their video, and after that they are not on the platform. Only when the teacher call it, they just give the voice or reply it. Otherwise, even they don't listen to the students. So this is one kind of thing which the teachers must think about it, that when they design massive open online course or a virtual mode of teaching, they must bring technology into their classroom in such a way that it creates interest among the students. It creates curiosity among the students. Otherwise, it is going to be failed. So this is one thing. Next, April Chamberlain said that education is evolving due to the impact of the internet. We cannot teach our students in the same manner in which we were taught. We were taught in the traditional mode of teaching. If we say that we are going to teach to the 21st century students in the same mode, that is going to be failed, and that is not going to be worked. So that's why the students are not interested in the classes. The students are not interested in the studies, and there is a monotony among the students. So this needs to be looked into. So it means we have to find out the certain paths which are innovative paths for teaching mode, innovative paths to engage students. And I think these online teaching and adoption of the massive open online courses with the blended mode of teaching is going to work, and this is going to not only be successful but even going to earn revenues for the institutions, even going to earn revenues for the individual teachers also. If you propagate in such a way, popularize your courses, engage the students, make students aware that the concept which you are going to teach to the students, that is based on some kind of experiences, and you are going to solve their problems and upgrade their skills, definitely it is going to work. So what are the MOOCs? Simply defining, massive open online courses. It is massive because enrollments are unlimited. When you go sell your course on the internet or web-based platforms, there's no limitation that you will be having 60 seats, 70 seats, 80 seats, or 100 seats. And it can run into hundreds of thousands. Second, it is open because anyone can enroll. And that is, there is no admission process. There's no minimum qualification to join that particular course. Suppose if you are offering some kind of a certificate program in marketing or a diploma programs in finance, because in future also in national education policy, we are going to split the degrees into various formats. And these open online courses are going to work more efficiently than earlier it was, because we'll be having multiple entry and multiple exit system. You will be having academic bank of credits, and whatever credits you earn by attending one open course, that credit will be credited in your academic bank of credit, and you can go to any university, you can pass second stage, you can pass third stage and fourth stage only. So this is called MOOCs, massive, open, then online because they are delivered via the web technology or the internet, and the course because this is going to teach a specific subject. I'm not saying that this is going to teach a one kind of course curriculum. This is going to sharpen a particular kind of skill in you. The basic objective will be to promote skills rather than any kind of rote learning system. So that's why the massive open online course is there. Then now let's shift to why MOOCs, why there is a need for MOOCs. There are number of questions which are raised. One is preparing MOOCs for SWAYAM platform as enshrined by the Government of India, by the Ministry of Education, or any other corporate platform. So it is not there that you are preparing MOOCs only for the SWAYAM portal. You can prepare MOOCs for your educational institution. You can prepare MOOCs as a professional to introduce your teaching, because every teacher is an institution in itself. If you have gained so much reputation, I know there are a number of professionals to whom to listen their lecture or to attend their lecture, there is a craze among the people. If you have developed in such a way, even you can develop MOOCs for promotion of your business or your service sector. So you may prepare MOOCs for yourself, you may prepare MOOCs for SWAYAM portal, you may prepare MOOCs for your own institution, or you may prepare MOOCs as an extension to the traditional education class. So I have studied so many countries' MOOCs. Basically, other countries, what they are doing, they are using offline classroom just for discussion and debate. But most of the content which is delivered, that is through online mode. So while delivering the content, we use the online mode, but whenever the classes in the form of short programs are held, that is used for discussions and debates and to address the queries of the student. Though in learning management system, other modes are also there to address the queries, but usually offline mode is just consulted and used for discussions and debates, but online mode is used for delivering the lectures, etc. So this is the basic why we have MOOCs. You may use it for SWAYAM portal or your institution or like this. Now, when you have to enter into the process of developing a MOOC, maybe for the SWAYAM portal or for your own institution, because your own institution is paying you huge amount of salaries. But if you convince your head of the institution that I can prepare certain courses which can upgrade the skills of the people, and people without demanding any certificate and degree, they will attend your course and they allow their platform to be used for developing of these kind of courses, it will earn revenue for the institution also, and it will earn revenue for you also. So if you have to prepare MOOC for your institution or for yourself, or developing yourself as a professional, then you must have understood certain preliminaries for designing the MOOC. The first and foremost thing is, if you have an urge to develop a MOOC program or a course through the MOOC, first of all, you must participate in the MOOC. Attend some MOOC courses, and world over these courses are freely available. Only what is required is an investment in few hours of your time each week. And in fact, it would be even better to sign up for several MOOCs to see the variety of approaches they are used. If you say that I have just read the document of the Ministry of Education, Government of India, that these are the steps to develop a MOOC, and after that you start developing the MOOC without consulting anybody or without having an experiential learning, then you are not going to be successful, because it involves so many things. It involves your development of the content. It involves the development of certain videos, then other learning management support system, like preparing the notes, preparing the material which is to be delivered to the students, even taking their examination, how to prepare for the discussion mode. Number of things are required. So it is my humble advice to you, if you have an urge to develop any kind of MOOC, then you must participate in the MOOC. It is freely available. All the MOOCs program, I will not advise you to go to the SWAYAM portal, because you are not going to learn anything from that, because these MOOC programs were developed at a time only when they allotted certain courses to certain people working in the universities and colleges, and they just prepare the lectures, design some good PPTs, and after that insert certain video clips and insert certain video graphics and produce to you the content only. There is no experiential learning. If you want to go for a good kind of MOOC course, then you go for the international arena. Khan Academy is there, Coursera is there. So you go there and participate in the MOOCs. You will be able to learn so many things from such kind of experiential learning which is going to take place there. Secondly, once you have participated in certain MOOCs and have certain kind of experiences, then read about the experiences and approaches of other faculties who have taught MOOCs. Again, I will suggest you go to the international arena. There are a number of virtual universities working across the world. You can have their experiences, read about them, how they have developed, the time, the effort, and the rewards of teaching as a MOOC. Then you will be able to understand what kind of experience you are going to have after learning through the MOOCs. Thirdly, you have got an experience, you have participated in certain kind of MOOCs, and enough experiential learning is there. Now you are in a position to develop. You want to expertise and you want to experience your own thoughts and convert your lectures into the MOOCs. Then select a topic you are passionate about, and one that will be appealing to the MOOC students. It is not there that if somebody allots you that these are the 4 or 5 areas where you can go to develop for a MOOC, but you don't have any interest in such area, and you adopt it because they are offering you certain kind of money, that for preparing each module of MOOC you will be paid 10,000 rupees, and you are encouraged to do so because of your money. This is not going to deliver you anything. This is going to have a bad impact on your reputation in the market, because you don't have a passion for that kind of subjects. So first select a topic you are passionate about, and one that will be appealing to the MOOC students. If you have selected some monotonous subject in which you don't have any passion, then students are not going to be attracted towards you. So try to determine whether there is a demand for the topic and whether other MOOCs or resources exist on the topic. If good resources are available, then you should not go for that. If you must enter into the area where you find that though the resources are available, but I can deliver better, I have a more passion about that, then you go for that MOOC. So determine your target audience for whom you are going to deliver, because in industry, whenever you have to produce something, you make a little research whether there is a demand, what kind of fashion is there, what kind of ingredients are required in the product, because this is a service or the product which you are going to offer to the public or to the masses. So definitely you must find the targeted audience, their taste, preferences, their level of knowledge. If you are developing MOOCs for the students of the Punjab, for the rural masses, what kind of language you must use? So you must focus on content to language and then develop teaching strategies to assessment. Both things are very much relevant. First, from content to language, we have to be very analytical. Secondly, from teaching strategies to assessment, ultimately you have to assess your audience also. Give them a results, how much they have learned about it. What is the scope for further learning? So these are the things I think you must determine about your target audience. Then MOOC, developing a MOOC, because we have to use technology in it, and every person cannot be perfect in it. So we need so many helps during that period. So therefore, building a team approach is very much necessary. In classroom teaching, offline classroom teaching, you usually prepare your notes and go to the classroom and deliver the things to the students. You may not need any assistance from the fellow teachers. But here, when you are technologically developing your content and converting your content into the virtual mode and then delivering to the students and then assessing them on certain platforms, you need a building a team approach. So team approach for the design, development and delivery is needed. Thirdly, plan the development process. So creating the timeline for design, for example, you have focused that this is a target audience. And for this target audience, this is a kind of skill which needs to be developed in this particular 1 year or 2 years. But you take too much time for developing your content. And by the time this content is ready, this becomes absolutely no relevant at that time. So therefore, timeliness is required for design and development tasks like writing objectives, creating lectures, recording videos, designing assessment and building the course. These are the various things which need a team approach also and which need a planning the development process also. So this is one of the another preliminary. Then establish learning outcome for the course before you design, selecting or creating material. If you are not focused on learning outcome, I have seen the syllabi of so many universities because as a member of the postgraduate and undergraduate boards of studies of Punjab universities, or even as an experience of working as a in the faculty of business management and commerce in Punjab University, what I feel when we look toward the syllabi of many universities, we find that in each syllabi there is no learning outcome which is stated in the course itself. It means that is designed by taking points from here and there. There is basically no learning outcome. That is designed just for the sake of design. But in the case of MOOC, when you develop massive open online course which is delivered through the web, you need to establish learning outcome first. What will be achieved after offering this course? What kind of skills will be sharpened? And what change in the personality and the grooming of the behavior of the person who is going to attend this course is going to be gained out of that. Then you have to design communication plan and community development strategies. Basically, whenever you design a course in the form of a MOOC, basically you have to communicate some kind of learning through that mode. And this basic purpose of it is to develop the communities. You have to prepare strategies for that, yani plan how and when the MOOC team will monitor the community, because you have to understand the reactions of your recipients of this MOOC and who is responsible for responding to the group or individual if they have certain queries. If you are individual developing everything is own, you may not be technological expert, you may not be understanding the behavior of the audience, you may not be able to reply to their questions and at a alone person. So therefore, you must plan a communication plan and community development strategies with the help of your team, and each member of the team should be assigned some kind of duties. So it is very much necessary that whenever you go for developing a MOOC, you must develop your team, and each member of the team should be assigned some kind of duties. Similarly, you have to create assessment for the massive audience, because I said this is not going to be a class of 70 people, this is not going to be a class of 100 people. And sometime if you prove to be very good in delivery mode through the MOOC, you are going to gain acceptance of the masses, and your audience may be in thousands, and 1,000 people will be expecting from you that whatever you have delivered and taken the assessment of your students, that the result must be delivered to them. Now you are alone with your team working as a university. So therefore, you have to create assessment system for massive audience if you want to do it. Now there are certain other things. You need technology. You need to understand length and timing of the course. You need to understand the funding which will be required to develop the project of your MOOC. You need to understand the channels of various promotion of this program, and most importantly, you need to understand the legal aspect, which is a copyright. If you are using some content, if you are using some kind of figures, some portraits, some quotes, that must not attract copyright infringement. So all these things need to be understood. These are the certain preliminaries which are required to be understood before developing the MOOC. So there are 7 C's which are required to be understood while developing any kind of MOOC program. MOOC's learning design framework, which is configured into the 7 C's. First, you have to conceptualize. Second C, you have to capture, that means collect everything which is required. Then you have to communicate to the people that you have developed this. This is your target audience. These are your objectives. These are your learning outcomes. But as I said, you need to work in collaboration as a team. You have to collaborate. You have to consider so many things like behavior of the audience, how they react to your program, how to modify your MOOCs in the future, how to combine the various things so that a capsule can be become and that can be delivered to your customers. And you have to consolidate. So conceptualize, capture, communicate, collaborate, consider, combine and consolidate. These are the 7 C's which are required in the development of any MOOC program which you have thought of. Now there are a number of MOOCs program which are worked at the world level. I will be just explaining in brief to all of you. And sometime you may feel that you are now, even presently you are developing it, but you may not be aware that this is a MOOC. One is CMOOCs, where Connect with MOOC, which is known as Connect with MOOC. That means you are addressing the things through social media, you are connecting with the people, delivering certain things. There is one XMOOCs, which is an extension of something. For example, you have an offline teaching, but in a blended form, you are using certain kind of capsule program which are delivered through massive online open courses also. That is extension of the some kind of already inbuilt system. Similarly, we have the quasi-MOOCs, that is in corporate sector, we have now online training, offer online courses, representing an online resource. For example, in the field of medical education, after doing MBBS or MD, the doctor is advised to be equipped with the new kind of developments every day. So every day new kind of researches are going on, but if they have to cope up with these kind of things, no alternative but to, they cannot go again to the medical colleges and the medical universities for again passing off certain new diplomas and programs, but they can attend certain kind of quasi MOOCs which are in the form of online training, offer online courses and representing online resources. Similarly, we have the hybrid MOOCs which incorporate so many things like CMOOCs, XMOOCs and quasi MOOCs also. So as far as the CMOOCs, which is known as a connectivist MOOC, is associated with socially constructivist pedagogical. And approach to learning here is use of blogs. You may be having your own blog, you may be having your some concepts on the Wikipedia or social media for searching. If you have developed such kind of things for conveying certain thoughts to other people, you may be you may have listened that so many people have their own blogs, they have own social media pages. Basically, these are the CMOOCs which they are using for the imparting of the knowledge to other persons. So basic purpose is knowledge. That is, the main interactions take place in the formats like learner to learner. Sometimes both of them are learner and they are sharing their experiences. Sometimes teacher also use it, and sometimes learner to teacher concept is also there, that students use to guide their teachers also. But these are the things which we need to focus in their education and development. So the main focus of CMOOCs is the accumulation of knowledge, creativity and communication of the participant. This is one kind of CMOOCs which everybody is, I think most of you may be using either knowingly or unknowingly. Then the main aim of CMOOC is to improve the quality of education through strengthening of horizontal links, that is learner to learner, teacher to teacher. You may have heard about that. Their various teachers have formed their groups and social media groups on WhatsApp or in some kind of Facebook pages or LinkedIn groups. These are basically when you use horizontal links to stimulate the joint cooperation in the groups of the learner. That is also is one form of the CMOOCs. So knowingly, unknowingly, we are using it, but we are not aware it. But when you use it professionally, this is going to help you in many ways. Then we have the XMOOCs, which is known as the extension of something else. It uses behavioral principle of acquiring knowledge by repetition and testing of knowledge. So it contains lectures. You may be using the Google Classroom, you may be using some other platforms of learning management system where it contains certain lectures. You upload certain links of your lecture which are posted on the YouTube or some other places where the record of these lectures is possible, and you use that platform to quizzes to test the mastery of theoretical material, forums for communicating with the instructor and other students of the course. These are the XMOOCs. So this brings together XMOOCs with the format of traditional academic courses. So you have the classroom teaching also, but you also use this program. For example, you may have Google Groups. In Google Groups, every student of your class is a member, but you open it for all. Anybody can join it. You may not restrict it. When you make it open for all, this becomes a massive. Anybody can enter it. You can share the lectures with them. You can share the links with them. They can post queries to you. These are the XMOOCs which are along with the traditional courses. Similarly, usually students must comply with the deadlines for submitting. You may post certain assignments to them, then students submit their assignments on these Google Groups or some other learning management system platform. These are all extension of the MOOCs. Knowingly or unknowingly, you may be using it, but when you come along with the development of the MOOCs, you will be now developing it in a structured manner. Similarly, next we have the quasi-MOOCs. Quasi-MOOCs uses online training, offer online courses representing an online resource. For example, Khan Academy is there, MIT Open, Courseware is there. These are the things which our industry is also using for their professional upliftment. Management development programs are run on it. Medical practitioners, various kind of programs are run under quasi-MOOCs. These are in place at the world level. Similarly, we have the hybrid MOOCs, which is also known as MOOC 3.0. In this concept support the hybrid or flipped classes. It integrates and combines online and face-to-face teaching and learning. So online mode, you deliver certain lectures, you post certain queries, you take their tests, but in offline mode or face-to-face, you have the interactions for debates and discussions. So this is one kind of MOOC which is in the hybrid form. Now there are number of applications which are similar to the MOOCs which are going on at the world level. For example, SPOC is there, which is small private online course. Anybody can develop their small private online course. For example, you may have seen when the computer was introduced in India, there were no number of computer centers. the people were not going there for earning any diploma or certificate or degree, but they're just going to have certain kind of glimpse of knowledge about the computer. So similarly, these SPOCs are working. Corporate open online courses. It is not, may not be feasible sometime that you send your managers for proper training in the physical mode, because it will consume time and resources also, but you may offer certain COC to the management professional that after their time in Saturday or Sunday, they may attend for 3 hour or 4 hour. So many companies are going and getting benefit of it. Similarly, BOK is there, big open online courses. These courses are of 1 month, 2 months or 3 months. So similarly, MOOC is there, adaptive massive open online courses, BMOOC, blended massive open online courses. Similarly, semi-massive open online courses. These are the various names which are similar applications which are working and going on at the world level. Now, question before us is how to prepare for the MOOCs. I have already discussed with you certain kind of preliminaries which we must have before going for the MOOC. Now, the most important thing is, if you have focused on your preliminaries, everything is in your hands, you have got certain kind of experiential learning, then you must first define your educational content. You know that this is a concept in which you are very passionate about it and you are master of it, you can create interest among the students, then define your educational content innovatively, keeping in view all the legal aspects. Then this content will vary with the purpose. That is, if you are preparing for internal class or you are preparing for the external purpose, the key concepts need to be defined. There should be a concept setting. The most of the problem is that when you need to develop something, even when you go for the research, you don't develop the concepts. The concept setting is missing sometimes. When the concept setting is missing, you cannot move ahead. Similarly, you must focus on the concept design. What information needs to be passed on, what will be the choice of the topic, and what will be the choice of the presenter. It is not necessary that you have developed the content and it is you only which is going to address to the audience. If you have built a team, one person will develop content, another person will design the concepts, third person after training will deliver the content to the, so a person who is going to face the audience may be different than the person who has developed the concept. So it's a teamwork. So in the film, everything is not done by director. An actor plays its own role, musician plays its own role, technician plays its own role, videographer plays its own role, and the director plays its own role. So similarly, every member of the team has its own role while developing the MOOC. So it's a teamwork. Whatever you are doing in the form of online teaching or developing certain kind of lecture, that kind of quality will not come individually. But if you slowly, I don't say that you should not start as an individual. You should start even by using simple technology and addressing the needs of the students and the needs of the industry. But slowly, when you catch up, when you move ahead, you build a team. You build a team of technologists, you build a team of the presenters, you build a team of other person which can support you. So slowly we will be moving towards becoming an individual university or a group of persons university to develop certain contents to the public. Now here, the basic purpose is driving learners management. The basic purpose of developing massive open online courses is to drive learners management. That is, empower learnings while getting more time back to focus on your students with flexible and easy to use tools that are free and built for education. And these days, let me share with you one experience. Now these days we are running the online education classes through various modes. Some are using Cisco WebEx Meet, some are using Zoom, some are using Google Meet. There is one phobia among the teachers that students should not record their lecture. And even in our university, some of the teachers compel to the university that students should be asked to file a affidavit कि whenever the teacher will deliver the lecture, they should not be able to record. Though you can stop recording from here, you may not give the right of recording to the students on Zoom or Cisco WebEx meeting. It means we are not providing a secure and easy to use tool that is free and built for education. If somebody is not able to attend your lecture on the Zoom, and you are not allowing him any training and any kind of recording, and even you are not posting that kind of lecture on some platform so that students and again learn it, this is not a flexibility which we are incorporating, and such kind of things basically are not MOOCs at all. So we need video streaming, we need hangouts. This is an instrument and tool which you can use, Google Instant Hangout tools. You can meetups. Meetup is a website that allow users to organize get-togethers with others who enjoy the same activities. Prezi is one where this is a presentation software that uses motion, zoom, and spatial relationship to bring your idea to life and make you a great presenter. So similarly, Think Link is there, create unique experiences with interactive images, videos, and 360-degree media. Similarly, Wikipedia style articles, trainers have enormous amount of options. So we have to drive the learners management system. We should not be afraid of that our content will be used somewhere, or somebody will point out that you have delivered a wrong content. These are the certain notions which you have developed in you, which is not going to give you success for developing the MOOC. So you must drive the learners management. So if you are in a position to drive the learners management, only then you are going to get success out of it. So here I'll be just briefly discussing with you, keeping in view the time constraint. We have a few minutes. So quickly I will be just discussing with you what is the process of producing the MOOCs. So as I have already discussed, there are three phases which are used for developing a MOOC. First is pre-production stage, second is production stage, and then is we have the post-production stage, as in the industry also, because this is also a one kind of product which you are going to produce to sell in the market. So first we have the pre-production stage. In pre-production stage, you have the concept visualization, you have to develop the MOOC content, and you have to define the content developers, you have to pinpoint the relevant domain areas, who will be the users, who will be the audience, and what tools will be used. This is the initiation process. And after that, because you cannot develop on your own if you are working in a college or a university, then naturally you need certain kind of supports. You need the support of university administration, you need a studio. Even in my house, if I am developing certain kind of videos and using certain kind of learning management system, here I don't have the camera which can I float and tell you that in my room and where I am sitting, I have complete set of very small and beautiful and very cost-effective technology to develop these kind of programs. I have the camera, I have my laptop, I have the lighting system, I have the stand for placing the camera and other things which are required, basic requirements. So in one form or another, I have developed a small studio in my home. So certain equipments are required, what final concept will be there, and final MOOC proposal you will prepare. These are the pre-production stage. Similarly, course design, you have to gather material, software and hardware needs. Then first recording, sometime I use, for example, I may be preparing a lecture for National Policy of Education. Just preparing a 30 minutes talk, sometime I have to retake so many times, because when I listen and listen again, sometime it is not very useful. So sometime I have to make editing. So there are a number of editing software which are available, video editing software which I may use. So these are the pre-production planning and preliminary analysis which is used. Then we will move to the post-production and production process, and then post-production process. So in pre-production process, after that we will be having a video production, video recording, video editing, assembling video and subtitles. There are a number of software, but here you have to learn. And I say that when the technology is available, there are a number of videos, there are a number of simple programs in the form of MOOCs, which they will tell you how to prepare a video, how to edit the video, what kind of free softwares are available for video editing, how you can assemble the videos which is in fragmented form. For example, you have recorded 5 minutes video outside and then you prepare 5 minutes lecture in your room, how to assemble them, how to put subtitles on them, how to give title to the main video. So these are the things which are covered in the production arena. So then you have to market, you do marketing of it, landing page, you have to develop poster referencing on MOOC videos, media promotion is required. So all these things are in the production process, and finally you will launch your product in the market. And definitely for attracting the customers or clients or students, you need to do so many marketing activities. And once the course is launched, after that you have to prepare a platform for assignments taking, test items, quizzes, so that your course can be completed in a one form or another, and then finally taking the feedback for your course. And there are number of post production activities also, course running, then course will begin, and then what will be the ending period, evaluation process, development of data development and storing. One team will be there who will be analyzing the reactions of the students and their clients, and then noting it down, developing into the data. You will be conducting certain kind of surveys and then interpreting it, so that in future you can develop more qualitative MOOCs courses. So here the public audience, international relations, research, politics, management, all these things are in the post production or operation and maintenance sector is there. As far as the Ministry of Education, or earlier it was known as the Ministry of Higher Education, Government of India, they have developed 4 quadrants of developing any MOOC. First quadrant is tutorial, which shall contain video and audio content in organized form, animation, simulation, video demonstration, virtual labs, etc., along with the transcription of the videos. Similarly, we have the second quadrant, which is e-content, which shall contain self-instruction material, e-books, illustration, case studies, presentation, and also contain web resources such as in the classroom. When you deliver your lecture, you give certain references that you can study these books and illustration. These are available in such kind of references. So all these things you have to incorporate in the second quadrant part of your massive online open course. Similarly, there is a quadrant 3, which is a discussion forum for raising the doubts and clarifying them on near a real-time basis by the course coordinator. Similarly, fourth quadrant, which is assessment part, that is evaluation of the your clients or the students who has got benefited out of it, so that you must know what kind of problems and solutions, which could be in the form of multiple choice question, fill in the blanks, matching question, short answer type question, long answer type question, quizzes, assignment, solutions, discussion from topics, and setting up of some frequently answered question, clarifications or general misconceptions which you can report. So these are the 4 quadrants, which is basically all the things which we have discussed in pre-production and post-production process of developing the course. There are various tools which are available for video processing, like EDS is there. These are free software you can download on your computer. Camtasia Studio, Camtasia for Mac, ScreenFlow, this is used for Mac. Some programs are used for Windows, some are used for Mac. So according to your requirement, you can download the tools for video processing. Similarly, I'm sharing with you certain already successful MOOCs programs which are available, and you can attend it freely. And if you have to get a degree, then you have to pay for it. But otherwise, these courses are free, but you will have to pay if you have to receive a degree. EDX is there. The courses on EDX are interesting, but can be quite challenging. The courses are probably the best and most renowned, and these are started by Harvard and the MIT, and now it contains courses from around 30 universities from all over the world. So you can go and attend these courses freely, because our objective is to get the knowledge and improve our skill. Here there's no concept of getting the degree. You may not enroll for that. If you want degree, then you have to pay for that. Similarly, Coursera is there, around 500 courses from more than 100 universities are available. There are some of the best ones like Stanford, Princeton, Bocconi. These are the things, universities which are offering their courses on Coursera also. Khan Academy, I have already discussed with you. Everything on Khan Academy is free. Courses were created by simple and yet rigorous. There are a lot of interactive features to test yourself during the course. So these are also free courses which are available. In India, we have the SWAYAM platform, which is known as Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. But I have already told you these are the concepts. I am very critical about these SWAYAM portal because mostly these are developed on the basis of the offline class mode and the rote learning system. They are not very much qualitative. But in future, because our national policy of education is focused on it, the young people who are trained like you, attending so many courses, they will be developing good courses for the SWAYAM also. It is our hope in future. But teachers need to prepare differently because now you are in the virtual classes mode. You have to change your attitude because audience matters, and teachers must arrange designated space to deliver, and supportive learning environment is required, for which the educational institution must gear up all these things to deliver to the teachers so that they can deliver to the students and masses. New content development is very important. Designing also matters, and their delivery in a slow sense. It is not there you just throw the content to the people, because you have to use your experience and tell the people that this is very important. And use of inspiring quotes with the use of images which can attract and engage the people while developing these MOOC courses is very important. Similarly, you have to understand that there is a concept of neuroplasticity. That means the human brain is changing continuously, and whatever you develop, that has to rewire and reorganize time and again, because one thing which is offered today may not be relevant in a day after. So therefore you have to challenge yourself and challenge your students. In such a way, these MOOC courses need to be developed. There is need to be a space speaks to the learner. Give a digital space to the people, give them the right to interact with you, respond to you, so that they can get delivery from you. So ergonomics is a concept where which is an applied science concerned with designing and arranging things people use so that the people and things interact most efficiently. You need to develop an etiquette to face camera. I have seen so many students, when they are attending the classes, somebody just they are just sitting not in a proper format. Even teachers, they are not, they are just having the camera in the hand, just fitted on some small support, and they are delivering the class. This is not an etiquette to face the camera. Develop something in your home so that it can attract the people. That person who is delivering to you is sitting in a proper fashionable manner. So similarly, you have to etiquette to conduct virtual classes. There are so many things. If you go to the internet, they will be telling you what kind of etiquettes are required to conduct the virtual classes. So how teachers and students can make the quick transition to MOOC learning? First of all, try to turn your lessons into videos, host online classes, host mini lessons, flipped classroom. You need to develop test preparation, home to college connection you have to develop, and explain an assignment. Slowly you will be moving towards the MOOC. It is not there that immediately after listening one lecture you will be able to develop MOOC in a very qualitative manner. So you need to take a transition slowly from offline system of teaching to the online teaching, and definitely you will move towards the MOOC. So virtual teaching is one of the very important. This is going to give you so many lessons, and accordingly this will lead to student-led discussion and experiential learning. When you incorporate all these and develop it as a storyboard, this is going to develop the virtual context to the MOOC system in a very slowly and fashionable and in a very step forward method. So there are a number of or apps for online teaching you can use as a developer of the MOOC: Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard. There are a number of applications which can be used for that: Zoom, Cisco WebEx Meet, Google Meet, Gform, Skype. These are the, now I say these are the traditional modes. More advantages and more based on artificial intelligence applications are coming in, which will be developed in the future. But choice is yours. But the basic purpose is how to reach out to the students and deliver the content qualitatively and develop their skills. So there are certain tips for switch to online teaching. Don't be panic, be empathetic, keep it simple, stick to the curriculum, but look for shortcuts. Don't skip discussion or question or answer sessions. So most of the online classes which I am observing these days of the teachers, they are skipping discussion and question answers. So that is not true. Even the students are not ready and they are very shy to participate in the discussion and raise queries. That is a matter of concern for all of us. So with these, I end up my presentation because the basic purpose was to apprise you with the MOOC system and how you can develop in such a way that this is going to be a transformation in the education system in future. Thank you, Dheeraj. Now over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashwini. A very comprehensive, detailed talk on MOOCs. You have explained very well the ins and outs of MOOCs, how to prepare and develop for MOOCs. And I think it was very much required because we are tomorrow going to have a detailed hands-on practice session on this MOOCs. But before that, a very foundation course was needed, which you filled that gap. So thanks a lot. So participants, do we have any questions, queries? Please come up. Any remarks?
Good evening, Dr. Jyoti Patil. How are you?
Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
So the next resource person, Dr. Jyoti Patil, is with us. So, Dr. Bhalla, we say on the behalf of all the participants, I say many thanks to you.
Thank you.
And you have spared your valuable time to be with us this afternoon. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for patient hearing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.